Hello everyone, welcome to Facebook Live Warrior DNA Training. My name is Staci Wallace, and hey everybody that's joining in, excited to see you here tonight. We have got a fun message tonight about perspective. You know, yesterday I had the privilege of talking to some crazy, cool, passionate ACN reps at one of their trainings, and the place was packed out. Standing room only, and while I was talking and sharing and training, I told a story that literally I haven't told this in so long, and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to share that on Warrior DNA because it really is such an important topic when it comes to exploding your business and having consistency. In this last week, I've had the opportunity to be able to talk to a lot of leaders from different companies and hear a consistent pattern of the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of how business development actually works. Doesn't really matter what you're selling. All of you, obviously for us, it's essential services, helping people save on the things they're already spending. For you, it might be skincare or nutritionals. It really doesn't matter because there's ebbs and flows of business, and you've got to constantly surround yourself by the right people. Why is that? Because the who's in your life will determine where you end up. Now, there's a book called, hey, Nisi, grab Good to Great. I'm sure you guys already know this book, but Good to Great, I recommend that you read this book with your teams at least once a year. Or for those of you who are trainers, train out of this book because there's so many brilliant concepts in this book to help you propel your business. Good to Great obviously talks about how important it is to know who's on your bus, no matter where your bus is going, wherever you're taking your team, whatever the vision is. Thank you, Larry's trying not to be seen, but you're always seen by me. Anyhow, this book, as you can see, I've had it for years, ever since my kids were this age, that they would scribble in my book. But we have utilized this book in our team development, in our corporate development, the companies that we've taken to $100+ million, billion-dollar market caps. These are the types of messages that, and really the whole concept behind Good to Great with Jim Collins is how to take a good idea and scale it from good to great. And these companies are legacy companies that have been around 35+ years. Some of them you will know when you read this book why they were able to make that transition from being a good startup kind of company, a company that's under 15 years, to a legacy company, a company that's over 25 years. Well, we're excited because you can do the same thing with your business. One of the concepts in there is about who you're aligned with. Well, tonight I'm having a team of my top leaders come over to my house where we're going to be investing in them on a topic about the hedgehog concept. Another important topic in Good to Great. But something I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight is perspective is everything. I thought I wrote it on the board. I guess I didn't. Perspective is everything. Now, why is perspective so important? Because there's going to be times in your business where you feel like quitting. Period. End of story. It's going to happen. It's not if it happens. It's just when it happens. When you feel like you've done everything you can do, when you feel like you've hit a brick wall, maybe you've plateaued, maybe you feel like you're the only leader in your team that's actually working. Well, here's the deal. It happens to everybody, not just in direct sales, but believe it or not, it happens in corporate America as well. That is why you see transitions in leadership. We had a friend of ours who has a $100 million+ company that had to go down and literally fire his entire staff this week out of one of his branch locations. Now think about that. This is corporate America. This isn't direct sales or network marketing. Why was he doing that? Because they weren't producing. And so it doesn't matter what type of business you are. You've got to be on top of your team, encouraging them, providing the mindset, the tool set, and the skill set for your team to continue to progress forward. Perspective, what your team is seeing, what your team is believing. Perspective is everything. And it reminds me of a story I told yesterday that is just one of the best stories as it relates to perspective. There was this couple, they had a couple of twins. They were identical twins, actually, little bitty boys. And they couldn't understand these identical twins, although they looked the same, they liked eating the same foods, everything seemed to be the same, except one of the boys was an optimist. I don't know if I even spelled these words right. Is that how you spell pessimist? That doesn't look right. Anyhow, the other little boy was a pessimist. Now, what I'm going to show you, this is a very, very important study you need to do on your own life and on your own performance. First off, the little optimistic boy, he laughed at everything. Now, my son Peyton, he was a lot like this. Like, we could make him laugh and giggle at everything. He would sing, he would giggle, he would laugh, he would wake up happy. Everything was coming up roses for Peyton. The sun was bright. Well, it was the same way for this little twin boy. He was an optimist. On the other side of this twin boy was his identical twin who cried about everything. He was an eternal pessimist. And so they tried to encourage him. They tried to make him happy. They gave him incentives. They tried to do everything they could do to get him to see the cup half full, but they just couldn't. So a research was being done, and they took this set of twins and they said, we are going to put them in a room. They had to have all the authorization to be able to do this. But they put the boys in separate rooms trying to do trigger responses to see what makes them tick. So watch this. They took the pessimistic boy and they put him in a room with every toy you can imagine. I mean, the room was filled up with Toys R Us toys, and right in that room, everything a little boy could dream about. Now, in the optimistic room, the room of the boy with the optimist in it, they put this, a beautiful pile of stinky manure. You got this? So the pessimistic boy is put into the room with all of the wonderful toys. The optimistic boy is put into a room with manure in it. White walls, everything else. After about 3 minutes, the researchers started to notice something very, very intense. The little boy that was sat in the middle of the room with toys started crying. I mean, wailing crying. The room with the pile of manure in it, the little boy who was happy, he was laughing and kicking the manure and having a great time. They opened up the door of the room with the boy and the toys who was crying, and they said, what on earth? Why are you so sad? You have everything you could possibly want in here. And he's sitting in the middle of the toys and he says, I just don't know which toy to play with. Well, then they went to the room with the little kid who was an optimist in the room with a pile of manure. And he's kicking it up and he's laughing and he's having a good time. They opened up the door and they said, son, why are you so happy? He said, with all this manure, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. So perspective is everything. I want you to think right now, first off, how blessed are you to live in the United States of America, where you have the freedom to believe, the freedom to be an entrepreneur, the freedom to grow at your own pace, the freedom to be able to pick up a book and read it when you want to, the freedom to spend time with your kids if you want to, the freedom to homeschool if you want to. We have so many freedoms in this nation. But oftentimes we end up like that little kid in the middle of a room filled with toys. We are depressed. We're sad. We're broken. We don't know how we're going to make it. And yet we are surrounded by opportunity. And I want to ask you right now, are you the kid who's the pessimist with all the blessings around you and you still can't seem to find something that's going to get you up in the morning and get you to work hard, get you to believe, get you to sweat a little in order to get the life of your dreams? Or are you that kid who's an optimist that, you know what, you might have had 20 no's this week. You might have had people reject you. You might be going through some financial struggles. Your car might have lost its transmission this week. Your girlfriend might have left you. But yet in the middle of all that manure, you know, if I just keep going, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. There's got to be a light at the end of the tunnel. There's got to be hope when it seems hopeless. And I want to encourage you in this. Shift your perspective today. If you are not seeing the best, even when the worst in life has been displayed to you, you need to shift your perspective. You need to get out of the room of a pessimist and into the room, though you might be filled with a life of crap right now, You need to see that God is good in your life. You are blessed and highly favored. You live in a country, whether you're in the United States or you're in Australia. Many of you, even right now, I've got pastors in Pakistan who every single day they are surrounded by death threats. People are getting their arms chopped off because they're believing in a certain faith. Here's what I know. Even in the midst of adversity, they are still smiling. They're still shining. They're still believing the best, even when the worst around them is displayed. Why? Because you've only got one shot at this life. You have a choice to make. You are either going to be an energy producer. You're going to be bringing energy to your team. Think about your team right now. You got all these team members. That guy's a little deformed. You got all these team members. Are you an energy producer? No matter what's going on in your life, are you speaking positive and hope? Are you encouraging your team? Are you enlightening your team? Are you bringing more mindset, tool set, and skill set to your team? Are you speaking into them of the things that can be, not the things that are? If that's you, then you are an energy producer. If you are an energy demander, that means that no matter what life has for you, you're a pessimist, you're sucking the life out of people. When you show up to a meeting, are you telling them about all the things that happened wrong with you? All the people that hurt you? Are you just posting on Facebook all the negative things? Are you just bashing people, hurting people? I mean, I look at Facebook and I know we're in a different age and obviously I use Facebook a lot. But people that wake up and tell everybody that I feel like I'm dying today, I've got the flu and I can't stop throwing up, think about how you phrase that. Now, if you're looking for attention, there's a better way to get it than that. If you're looking for prayer, probably say, hey guys, not feeling so great today, I could use your prayers. But when you just show up and you vomit on people your issues, guess what? You are an energy demander. Don't expect to attract great business partners, great leaders, optimistic people. You will attract whatever you are and whatever you project. So is perspective important? Yes. Perspective, how you speak, how you think, how you act, the people you align with. Perspective is everything. I hope this speaks to you this week. Remember, warrior DNA is the distinctive qualities and characteristics of men and women who possess ridiculous faith and fearless courage, even in the midst of a pile of crap, even in the midst of adversity. And I want to encourage you today, like this, share it. Make sure they are posting it on other people's walls. Why? We want to give a message of hope, of encouragement every single week. Now, last week we did our share and like drawing. This week we've got another share and like winner. What we do is every week we watch through the week who's sharing the post. So if you're sharing it, you get entered into this and as well liking it. And so we chose one from this week's pool of sharers. And this week's winner is, drum roll please, Brian. Oh, that was good, Larry. You didn't even like vocal. That was awesome. Brian Graham, congratulations. We're excited. We're going to make sure that we get you your free gift. You're going to get a free training, and we're going to make sure that we get that out to you. So Denise Garrick, my personal assistant, will be getting in touch with you and making sure that you get that as well. Okay, so for this week, make sure you like it, you share it, post it on other people's walls. You'll be entered into the drawing. And then, of course, always, I love to see your comments. I get back in there and comment back to you. Love to get your thoughts. If there's a topic that you want to learn about or you want to talk about or you just want me to dive into, nothing is off limits. Believe it or not, that's the way we live around here. And open book, we want to make sure we're giving you what you need each week, what your team needs each week, trainings that you're going to be able to share with them. And some of you just extract the information and share it with your teams. Now on Tuesday, I'm real excited because I am going fishing. It's our yearly trout fishing trip that we do. And so you guys are going to see a lot of posts from me on Facebook this week in my overalls without makeup on, hair braided, and I could even have some dreadlocks by the end of the week. You just never know what we do. But we're going to be fishing. It's a little piece of heaven on earth for me. We work hard. We play hard so that we can live big and make life better for many. Love you guys. Have a great week this week. Remember, now is the time. This is the place, and you are the one to help us make life better for many. Share it. Love you guys. Peace out.